Now these are stud finders, and the nice thing about them is they beep if they're hit a stud. And so the nice thing about these are hey, these dang things aren't working. Hey dear, do we have any extra batteries? The stud finders aren't working. Welcome to another episode of Ask Dad. And today I was going to show you how to use a stud finder. I actually have two different kinds. I think this one is just around 10, 12 bucks. This one was a little more expensive, I think closer to 20, but they can be found at any hardware store. And I will tell you, the reason you want to have a stud finder is if you're going to hang something that's more heavy on the wall. There are a lot of drywall anchors, but sometimes you have a reason, if you're hanging something super heavy, that you'll want to find a stud. And we had a mirror, and I'll show it here later in the video, with these little tile things around it, and it probably weighs 100 pounds. And so on it, I can tell you I found two different studs. Just it made it easier to level the big mirror that we have in our entryway, but I used one of my stud finders. And I'll go ahead and just show you both. On the stud finder, there's a little button on both sides, and you can see a light comes on either one when you first do it. And then you want to just scroll it along the wall. And I don't know the full technology behind them, but if there's nothing in the wall here, but there's a stud here, it'll let you know. And so I'm going to use both, and I'll find a stud. And then one thing I always do is I just have a pencil, and when I find the stud, they both have a little mark. I'll just do a little mark where the stud is, because if I decide not to hang something there, I want to be able to erase that mark, so I don't use a pen or anything permanent. And I actually use a very tiny line, and sometimes have to go back and even find it. So here, let's jump right in, see how to use a stud finder. So I'll use the, I guess, cheaper one first, but it works great still. So you put it on the wall, you push the little button, and you'll see the lights on, and then you just rotate it across, and when it beeps like that, you know there's a stud right here. And so again, as you come across the wall, there's a stud right here, and if you move past the stud's not there. So you can even kind of, now that is just a warning that I've been holding the button down too long, and it's not detecting anything. And so you just have to let off the button, push it again, and then scroll across. And what I was pointing is you can see that you can find the edge of the stud. It's right there and comes across, and then we lose it there. And the stud in the wall is only 1.5 inches thick. So a 2x4, which is what's behind our walls, it's just 1.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And so sometimes you want to find the middle of the stud, and you can do it by hitting that edge. All right, we'll go to my second stud finder. And again, you just scroll across, and this one even shoots a little arrow. I don't know if you can see that arrow. So that's where the stud is, all the way through there, and then we lose it. So we can use it and try to measure where we believe the center of the stud is. So if we're putting in a heavy or screw or whatever it is, this will tell you. And so something neat about a stud finder is you can also use them on yourself. Now that dang thing must be broken. Let's try this one. Batteries must be dead. Anyway, normally they go off if I hold them up against myself, just not today. All right, so here are the 2x4s that I was referencing that are in a normal wall within your home. This picture shows a 2x4 framed up wall, and then to the right after the drywall is on. And so when you're using the stud finder, you're trying to find that 1.5 inches width of the stud to hit with your screw or nail to hang your object. All right, so this mirror here with the tile around it, and then the edge is about 1 inch thick, so they put it on a kind of a heavier piece of board, is very heavy. And so this is where I wanted to secure into a stud and not just use our normal drywall connectors because the mirror is so heavy. So anyway, there's purposes to use stud finders, and there's times you just want to use drywall anchors. So if you have any questions, thanks for watching this episode of Ask Dad. Please put them in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them with a video, and I hope you have a great day. I cannot get these dang things to work. Gosh. Try different batteries. I just do not know what to do here.